Cool. Welcome, team. Welcome, everyone. Session 7. We've been through a load of new stuff in the last couple of weeks. So wanted to take stock today a little bit. Wanted to welcome all our newbies, Josh and Kirsty, who are here in person, which is great. Great to see your faces. I want to go through a few things. Of course, client care and retention, something we've spoken about in the last couple of weeks. We've also spoken about referral programs. And for those of you who wanted a very abridged version of referral programs in the Inner Sanctum. Now, guys, if you're not yet a member of the Inner Sanctum, get your team leader or shoot me a private message or just say, hey, BZ, I'm not in the Inner Sanctum. I will add you in there. I did a brand new video about referral programs today. So jump in, have a look. It's very simple. Admire my lovely writing that's back to front and mirrored on the whiteboard. And don't laugh too much. No, in all honesty, there is an abridged version in there that you guys can catch up with, which is cool. Want to talk? So once we go through that, I want to talk a few things about. I want to talk about culture, and I think what's going to be great is that, and in doing this today, we get to welcome and initiate some of our new PTs into our program, but also I think some PTs that are obviously in different parts of their journey, but also different parts of their journey with PLC. So again, want to make sure that things that are important to you guys are really resonating through in your programs, your referral programs, your client care and retention. I want to make sure those things aren't just being talked about. Really want to make sure that those things are being followed through on, and we'll go through that as well. And then if we have time, we're going to look at events. We're going to look at having some fun and the way that events can really help with our sense of community and also with the culture of our business as well. So Rachel, I'm just going to put that to the side. That's cool. Awesome. All right. So how do we go with now, Josh and Kirsty? No, I know that you guys are quite new, which is great. And there's a whole series for you guys to catch up on, which is okay. You've got plenty of time. I want to start off with retention. And Josh and Kirsty, guess what? I'm going to put you guys on the spot. What do you think? I'm going to bring you both off mute. And they've gone all red-faced, which is even better. Guys, in your own words, actually, let's go. Josh, we'll go first. Josh, you can go first. Josh, what do you think is the best way to retain a client?
Just continuing to give them like the best experience and give them value and keep focusing on their goals and where they want to be and giving them everything they need.
Yep.
Staying on top of them, making sure, like, for instance, with PLC, I haven't done too much with it, but yeah, like getting them in for their scans and all that kind of stuff and just keeping in contact with them all the time.
Yep, cool.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, cool. Kirsty, what do you think?
Yeah, pretty similar. I definitely think just like adding value to their life, being a friend, being a coach. Like, you're not just there to train them and that's it. Like, you got to be there to listen to them, help them with, they could be talking to you about situations outside of training. So you just got to be a friend to them as well, and so that they actually like you.
It's funny how the PTs and baristas have taken the place of hairdressers. We have, haven't we? We're very much the counsellors now. It's the way of the world. Let's go to Sarah and Nick. Guys, bring yourselves off mute if you may, please.
Hey.
Hey. Now, guys, we've talked quite extensively about client care and retention. We put Josh and Kirsty on the spot, and they've done a great job. Josh, I'll pop you back on mute. That's cool. Guys, did you have – so, and just to touch on what Josh and Kirsty both said, guys, you're right. It's about results. But the other thing that we need to – and this is where we're going to go today. The other thing that we need to be mindful of is the fact that no one likes doing chores, right? Who gets up in the morning and says, I'm pumped to start the vacuuming? If you've ever met that person, can you please introduce me, because I've never met them. People don't like chores, do they? That's why we call them chores. So just imagine if you have a fitness business where your clients feel like coming to you is a chore, do you think they're necessarily going to get results? Do you think they're necessarily going to put everything into every session? No. Now, these are little things that people take for granted from time to time, but they are massive things. And they are massive things because we talk so much about results being the number one retention tool. But I'm going to challenge that and say, if you're not creating an atmosphere and an experience for them that they're excited about, then they're not going to want to show, and they're not going to want to give you everything, and they're not going to get what they want. They're not going to get those results. So the two work hand in hand. And the more that businesses like PLC, and I know we mentioned F45 in our chats, and I know we mentioned CrossFit and those one-to-many group type models. The more that you create that experience that people, you know what, they leave their 9 to 5 in the afternoon and say, I have had a rubbish day, but you know what, that doesn't matter now. I'm going to PLC and everything will be all right when I walk in the door. That's what we're wanting to create here. And whether that's to come and see you one-on-one with our PT, whether it's in small group training, whether it's in bigger team training, whatever it may be, they're walking into that vibe, they're walking into that atmosphere. So Sarah and Nick, to you, because I know we've covered, Nick, come back. I know we've covered this extensively. What are some of the things that you guys have sort of thought about and come up with in terms of client care for your members?
We're kind of doing a bit of work on it today. It was like our focus over the last couple of days. But I mean, we've, we were doing like on the last Saturday where we did like the bring a friend, and we did the whole like protein ball like festival afterwards, a big social on.
That looked really cool.
On Saturday, yeah, it was really cool. Good turnout and like lots of newbies as well, like just lots of friends.
Good.
And then something that we will definitely continue over the next couple of weeks, like we're going to do another one this Saturday and things like that. But yeah, definitely. We were listening to your video from the Inner Sanctum this morning when we were in the car about the referrals and things like that. And we were just trying to work out like what it is that they would actually what would they value for that? Yeah.
Cool. So guys, ideally here, Hey, Sarah. So guys, ideally here, what we want to look at, and again, we're going to go into this in more depth today. Your client, what you do for client care and the experience that you create is uniquely yours. Now from what I can see, there are some key elements that are sent to you by corporate, which is great. And they are fantastic because clearly you guys wouldn't be growing, expanding at the rate that you are without those. So big shout out to the corporate team. You're doing an amazing job. But it's making sure that we follow through with that. It's making sure that we continue, that members that have been there for 6, 7, 8 months continue to feel that way, that we continue to innovate and evolve. And that's the other thing that I want to touch on today as well, is that at some point, well, let's put it this way, just in brief. When I first started in the industry back when Noah built the Ark, everything was one-on-one PT. Everything. Boot camp was a word, but boot camp, people sort of, a little bit turned off by boot camp. I know mums in particular were turned off by boot camp because they thought it was some guy literally dressing up in camos and actually yelling and screaming at them. But if you look at today, guys, everything is one-to-many model. It's group, it's semi-private, it's small group PT. Yes, one-on-one still has its place, but it's not 90% of your business like it used to be. Okay, so innovation and creation is really important here, and there's some things we're going to talk about in culture in a moment that are going to be really important. Did anyone else see the referral program video? Rachel, did you see the referral program video? Let's get on to that now.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look. I kind of had to jump out halfway through the last one and haven't had a chance to catch up yet, but I will get onto that.
That's cool. I know Nick and Sarah have had a look. Kylie.
No, I haven't. I was sick all last week. It was on my to-do list to go through all your videos over the weekend, but I've only just recovered, so I've been pretty much out all week.
That's cool. So just on that though, because I know you're at Coomera, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yep. Do you guys have anything in the way of referral program at the moment? Is there anything that, because Lewis has Coomera, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. So is there anything in the way of referral program that you guys are running at the moment?
Only pretty much like the matrix and things like for getting clients and getting the retention and things like that. We haven't really got anything in place yet in that sense.
Cool. That's cool. I did end up having a good chat with Lewis last week, guys. One of the simplest things from the form of referral. Thanks, Kylie. Check out the video in the Inner Sanctum, guys, or check out last week's video because we did cover off on it. One of the simplest things and look, this is where client care and referrals start to work in really nicely. And this is where I just wanted to wrap that up and tie that in today. Guys, you can generate referrals on the spot when a new member joins. Part of what you do from a client care and a welcome perspective might be as simple as to hand them 2 7-day passes and say, hey, congratulations, welcome aboard. This is for a couple of friends. Very, very simple, but very, very effective, especially when, if you were to put yourself in the member's shoes, when someone signs as a new member, do you think they're happy or sad? I'd like to think they're happy. I'd like to think they're happy. I'd like to think they're excited. So when people are excited, what do? They talk. So they'll go and tell their friends, oh, I just joined here and I'm doing this on Saturday and I'm doing that. Why not equip them something? Why not equip them with something that they can go, hey, you know what, come along, bang, done. Now you can do this from a PT perspective. You can do this from a group perspective. It doesn't matter. I know a lot of you here on this call and a lot of you that are watching the replays are looking at ways that you can build your PT member base. Guys, here's a really, really simple way. And even if it means that those PT referrals or people that are referred to you from PT clients start out by doing some of the group sessions, you know what? That's okay. They get a taste, they get a feel, and then it's up to you. The fortune's in the follow-up. One of the biggest things to take away from today, guys, the fortune is always in the follow-up. They typically say that we need 7 touch points before someone will commit and sign as a member of your business. 7. So that might be through adding them as a friend on Facebook, them joining the VIP group, you commenting on a couple of their things, them liking some of your stuff, and just those touch points, that by the time you actually have them booked in and sitting in front of you, it will be at least 7 touch points that you've had. Okay? So important to remember as we wrap this little bit up, and we've spent the last couple of weeks on client care and retention and referral programs, here's a really great way just to tie them all in together, that referring can start at the point of you starting to execute your client care. Okay, and that is how, and I know I spoke with some of you one-on-one last week about little initiatives that you can launch, like utilizing fitness tests and things like that. There are some great ways that you can implement other systems in your business to increase that method of referral. And if you want to have more of a one-on-one chat about that, I'm more than happy to, guys. But again, just to tie that in and just to finish that off, the two will work hand in hand. Okay, part of your client, remember that part of your client care is the fact that you do actually have a referral program for them to use as well. Okay, let's talk culture. Let's talk culture. So I've got to tick those boxes. I'm going to bring everyone off mute. Okay, guys, when I say the words PLC, what does PLC stand for?
Literally?
Sorry. No, it doesn't have to be as literal as that. I know it's premium lifestyle. I get that bit. Sorry, that was too literal, wasn't it? When I say the words PLC, what do they mean to you?
Family.
Family.
Friendship.
Yep.
Health.
Yep.
Lifestyle.
Yep. Center. No. What else?
Actually, wasn't thinking that way.
I was. What else?
Community.
Mm-hmm. What else? What other things come to mind when I say PLC?
Fitness.
Yep. Cool. What else? Now, those of you who are rookies in today, take notes. This is great.
A secure place.
I feel the book. What's next? What else? When I say PLC, what else comes to mind? Rachel, do you want to have some input? Maybe?
It might be at work.
Sorry, I couldn't get it off mute. I would say fun, and friendships is definitely a good one. Premium.
Premium.
It's what the P is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If you were a member, so guys, I know you're all trainers at PLC. If you were a member of PLC, what would you think PLC stood for? So let's put the shoe on the other foot. Put yourselves in your member's shoes. Is it a gym?
Well, essentially, yes.
Yeah. I'll challenge that one, but that's okay. I think
I haven't been a member there, so I don't know.
but I think one of the points of so this is great. So I think one of the points of difference is the fact that it's not a gym. It's just not a traditional gym. I think that's a really cool point of difference. I would suggest that through the 24/7 gym era that we had, there are a lot of people who thought 24/7 gyms were cool and they were the answer to everything. Yet they walked in, saw a great big deal of machines and went, oh shit, how am I going to use those? And walked out. So I love the fact that it's not one of those. What else from a member's perspective? Actually, let me ask this way. I'll twist things a little bit. If you were a member walking into PLC for the first time, what would you want to experience?
High energy.
Yeah, cool. What else? I'd
probably say it's less intimidating than a commercial gym.
Awesome.
Support.
So what makes the commercial gym intimidating?
Well, you're walking into a bunch of machines that you don't know how to use any of them. It's not really got a community vibe. Like everyone's there to do their own thing. Not everyone's not there to like work together and be fit together. So
that's awesome.
I'd say the support as well, actually being supported and spoken to by the coaches and greeted, as opposed to just being kind of left there and no help at all.
Yep. What else?
Social, like everyone's interacting with each other. Like no one's like standing by themselves. Like everyone's interacting, coaches, clients. Like it's a big social thing.
Cool.
Like new friendships and things.
Yep. So the support's great, even from a younger demographic, even to a mum's demographic. There's the support elements there. That's cool. Josh, you're fairly new inside the centres. Pretend you were a member.
Well, I'd just say
what's something you comment on?
Well, the value, like when you walk into like your normal gyms, like they don't give you like mindset related stuff. Like you don't get any of that. Like you just go in and like you don't even barely talk to anyone that's in the actual gym. But here you walk in and it might be like you're helping them with fitness, but then it's also like you're pushing them to the next level, whether it's actually in fitness or it's outside of it, like in their life and then all that other kind of stuff. So
cool.
That's probably the biggest bit of value is mindset stuff.
Yep, I agree. And I know we said it. And guys, for you and Kirsty, it's back a few recordings ago. Where we talked about within programs and memberships, the fact that those that nail that mindset component, that's really the next phase of the industry. That's really the next era that we'll go through in health and fitness. So if you can nail that component, you're going to hold yourself in really good stead moving forward. Do you think, how do you know? Okay, so next question, and good job, team. Next question. How do you know that the members are feeling and seeing all of this happen? How do you know the members are feeling these great things that you guys have just told me about?
They message you privately.
Yep. Awesome. How else?
They're smiling.
They're smiling. Yep. So we get instant feedback there. What else?
How much they come and show up to the
awesome. Yep. Yep. That you see them regular times each week, not just once and then not for another 2 weeks. Cool. How else?
They start bringing their friends.
That's a huge one. Can't beat third-party validation, guys. You just can't. What else? How do you know they're enjoying your sessions?
We ask them.
We do. You know what? It sounds really simple, but it's actually where I was starting to get to with this. Yeah. Yeah. And the volume of testimonials and social proof and what you're using through your marketing at the moment, because there's nothing more powerful, guys. There's nothing more powerful than someone else telling everyone else how good you are. Nothing. There are no better people on the face of this earth than you guys telling everyone else that BZ spins. No, kidding. Bo's actually helped us. Because if I say it, people say, well, of course you're going to say that. But if you guys say it, completely different level. So with your marketing, there's 3 really cool angles that you can use. And again, there is a place that we're going here today with this. Is that all of those wonderful things that you've talked to me about culture, about the fun, the fitness, the family, the support, the friendships, the atmosphere, the vibe, the experience. You guys are creating that as a community, which is fantastic. But if I'm not a trainer at PLC and I'm not a member of PLC, how do I know what goes on?
What you see on social.
See on social media. Cool. So how would I see those things on social media?
Searching.
Friends.
Yes.
Friends might go to it.
Yep. So what if I went to PLC Toowoomba's Facebook page? What would I see? Sarah's going to go and check.
They're legends.
Lol.
Oh, that's made my day. Hang on, I'll just tell you.
Right. Wait. Start the question again.
So, if I went to PLC Toowoomba's Facebook page,
Yeah.
would I see social proof? Would I see actual proof of all of those wonderful things that you've told me about? Fun, fitness, family, results, clients loving sessions. Would I see all of that?
You'd see, a mix of that as well as like a mix with like value-based posts.
Yep. Awesome. Where do you think I'm going with this, guys?
That everything is on, like, that we post and share reflects back on us.
100%, and it's a reflection of the things that you value the most. So when we talk about culture, and culture is a word that gets thrown around a hell of a lot. It's thrown around in sporting fields. It gets thrown around in business. It gets thrown around in a lot of different ways. But your culture is effectively what you guys value most. It's the things that are most important to you and the things that you want to stand for as a business, as a PT team, as a business that helps people achieve results. So my question to you guys is, everything that we've talked through so far, and go back to client care and retention and referral programs and what we've talked about today about the culture and what people feel within the clubs and what you guys think the clubs are about and things like that, our social media must reflect that. Our social media must represent that culture, because for most people, that is the exact first point of call. That is the first touch point that they're going to have with you and your business. So from that perspective, and again, put yourselves in the shoes of the members and remember what we spoke about in terms of there's nothing more powerful than someone else telling everyone else how good you guys are. How could you do that better and better represent the culture in your studios than what you are right now? And I'm not saying, and guys, please don't take this, even if you're watching the recording, please don't take this the wrong way. This is a real positive, because this is something that isn't just trending at the moment. This is something that will take your marketing and will take your studios to another level. How can we show what our members think and feel about us on social media? What's the best way?
Doing live interviews.
100%. 100%. Who are we going to interview?
The clients, the members.
Yep. What are we going to ask them?
How was the session? Like, what do you enjoy most? What made you come down in the first place? Things like that. Yep.
What else could we ask them? Especially, and Kylie, this one probably, and Kai for you as well. This one's probably more directed at you guys than anything else, but it works with a young market as well. Don't get me wrong. What else could we ask them? What do people relate best to?
I'm a bit confused by the question in a way.
Yeah, 100%. It's a question we'll ask them, but what do people relate and resonate with best? Starts with S.
Sympathy?
They may sympathize, they may empathize by sharing their story.
Stories.
A story.
Write that one down. Again, I know, and this is where I say, from a mum's perspective, there is nothing more powerful than a fellow mum listening to a conversation with you, Kylie, about the fact that we know what, before I started with PLC, I was doing this, and this is how it made me feel. But then a friend of mine recommended come down for my free week, and this is what happened. And this is how I feel now. The emotion behind it is the key.
Yep.
Okay. Guys, I'll ask you a quick question about the news. I know very few of you would watch it. But what's the first story on the news every night? Is it positive or negative?
Sad.
Sad. Why is it sad?
Because it gets you attention. People want to know what's bad in the world.
Why though?
Because they've got nothing else to do in their lives.
Because you know what life is? Life's just a series of problems. That's all life is. Warren Buffett still has money problems. Richest man in the world, but he still has money problems. Oprah Winfrey still has money problems. She's trying to work out where to spend it all. No, I'm kidding. She still has money problems. Elite athletes still have performance issues. Junior athletes have performance issues. Life is a series of problems. So what do we relate best with? Problem or solution?
Solution.
Problem.
Oh, problem. I was going in the other way then.
That's all right. Sorry. My fault. We relate best with problem. So that's why sharing the story is so important. And that's where, and guys, this is the thing. Now we talked about, remember in our programs and memberships video, remember we talked a little bit about where people are and where they want to go and that bridge in between. I think, Sarah, we talked about this the other day. Are your programs, that's the solution, yeah? But remember that you need to be facilitating that solution in a space. And remember that when we talk about results, what links in with results is our number one retention tool. The atmosphere and the environment and the experience that we create, an experience that they want to leave work for and come to. So this is how things all start to tie in. And this is the big circle in terms of a PT business. This is the big holistic circle that we've pretty much taken there now, guys. And we've pretty much taken it there this week. Okay. Understanding that through, yes, now, I don't want to change, I don't want to reinvent the wheel when it comes to social media and the way you guys are using it, because I love it. And I'll reiterate that again. I love it. I love the videos. I love the photos. I love the high fives. I love the educational stuff. I love what everyone's doing within their own studios. I think it's fantastic. But I think a great little addition that can potentially be made that might be great to make would be, so Kylie, from your perspective, you could have something as simple as like a mum's talk segment.
This is all coming around in my brain now, because that's my aim is to get the childcare, and because I've got the free childminding, and really focusing on the mums, because I've had a few mums with me for about 2 years and they've lost over 20-something kilos. So in my head, I'm like, I need to go interview them.
So I need to go. So that's it. So I need to go and interview them, and I need to go right back to the start, and I need to have a chat to them about what they were doing and how that was making them feel, and then at what point did they decide, you know what, I need to do something about this. And then what they did, and then how they now feel. So that whole cycle.
Mm.
The emotion's the key, guys. The emotion's the key. How many people do you know bounce out? Are there more people, and this is why, are there more people that bounce out of bed every day with energy to burn, or are there more people that wake up tired? More people that wake up tired, absolutely. Are there more people who, from a mum's perspective, are there more mums who feel like they've got no time, or there are more mums who feel like they've got time to burn?
No time.
No time. So we relate with the problem. Okay, we relate with the problem. We share the story. And as I say, guys, the best story sharing, there you go, there's a new one. The best story sharing strategy that is out there right now is utilizing your client interviews, utilizing your videos. Okay, and sharing how your program, and again, I'm still talking, and guys, as I say, yes, I'm still talking from a PT perspective here, but even those of you tuning in that actually oversee the PLC studios and the team training and things like that, no different. It's showcasing what the solution was So Sarah, you could use your program. Kylie, you could use your program. Kirsty and Josh, you could use your new programs to say, and your client might say, well, this is the program that I started on, and I was, I was educated through this, and this. So that's glowing endorsement for the program that then generates people on social media going, wow, that's amazing. How do I find out more? And then our whole follow-up circle starts. And we get in touch with them and we book them in and we sit them down. We do a consultation. We upsell them to the program. And then we've got them referring everything that we've gone through. Bless you. Everything that we've gone through has now come full circle. Yeah? Does that make sense? Sarah's thinking. Sarah's thinking how this is all going to work out. No? All good?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay. So, as I say, guys, important one for today around again, and I wanted to sort of wrap up client care and referrals today and move on to that culture component, because it's really important that you're showcasing those things that are important and of importance to you and your business. It's really important from a PT perspective that you showcase and promote those. Okay? It's really important that you're showcasing why people at the end of the day roll up and just love you guys. But what's most important about that is having the members actually tell everyone else, not you guys all the time. And that is how you'll be able to relate more and more to the niche markets and the niches and the target audiences and the people that you guys want to work with, specifically in your PT businesses. Okay? Does anyone have any questions for me? I know we've sort of taken everything full circle, but does anyone have any questions for me? Does that all make sense?
That's really good. Thanks.
Yep, all makes sense. Is there anything that anyone wanted to ask me? Client care wise, referral wise, retention wise, culture wise? What's Kai sent through? I'm using the story thing tonight. Awesome, buddy. Great to hear. Anyone got anything they'd like to add? Or does anyone want to share an idea quickly? Kylie, sounds like you've got some people that you want to sit down and have a chat to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I've just really been pushing I've introduced 9:30 a.m. classes 3 times a week, and giving them an option to do those with the free childminding, because we're pretty lucky down here at Coomera with the extra rooms upstairs. So I've pretty much claimed one for now until it builds up, and then eventually I might be renting that room out so I can just use it as a childcare room.
Awesome.
But yeah, mums, definitely getting those interviews with the mums I've already got, and really pushing that.
Perfect. Now, for Josh, Kirsty, and Sarah, because and Rachel, I'd imagine it's you as well, and Kai, you to an extent. I know that Kylie's just spoken about a couple of mums who have made some significant progress, which is wonderful. But I dare say you guys have had clients with similar type success, or even success in terms of overcoming a different type of adversity. Might have been self-image issues, self-belief, self-confidence, and look, potentially, I guess more issues that probably start from social pressure, in a sense. Now, they're still great stories to share. Great stories to share. And I know we talked about this before. Ashley Bynes, Emily Skye, Kayla Ritzines all have the same target market, but they all had a different message for that market, and hence they each became very, very successful. So it was just the fact that they each became successful because Emily's message resonated better with some and Ashley's with others and Kayla with others. And as it's turned out, some within the market probably did all three. Good on them. But reality is there that still, obviously, those social pressures and peer pressure and the stereotypes around, guys, you guys know I'm from the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast has got to be the one place in the world where everybody tries as hard as they possibly can to look like everyone else. True story. True story. Same tattoos, same haircut. Well, they've all got tattoos, same haircut. I won't go down the female path. That's a different one. But it is. Well, we know what they go and do. Let's face it. But they do. Everyone tries so hard to fit in rather than just standing out. And I've got no doubt that particularly for those of you whose markets are younger, that is something that you guys will confront. Sarah, I'd be really surprised if you didn't have some clients already that have come to you with those sorts of issues. I'd be really surprised. So share those stories, because that is how, and again, bit of insight from a bit, love learning from the success of others. That was the point of difference that Ashie had between her and all the other girls, was the fact that she had that support forum that she could share all those stories in, that the girls in the program were inviting their friends into the group to read the stories that were then signing up. And that's how their business went boom, 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 boom. It wasn't because the meal plan was the best thing you've seen. It wasn't because they did anything significant with their training. They just kept sharing the story, and they kept sharing it from the perspective of those clients telling everyone else how good this was. So all of those wonderful things we've talked about with culture today, and fun and fitness and family and support and account and all of those wonderful things, yes, keep sharing those through your news feeds because they're fantastic. But the other little element that I want to add today, which is going to take everything full circle and really give you guys, all of you guys, the big picture, is to use those stories, those interviews. And it's wonderful. And the last little key point here, one of the things that sets you guys apart is that I have no doubt your relationships with your clients is stronger than other businesses. The fact that you sit down and spend time and take the time to sit and have someone here with you on film is a massive point of difference. It's an incredible point of difference. So even those of you just starting out in your journeys and maybe have a handful of clients, doesn't matter. If you've got someone that's hit some massive PBs in the last month, sit down, have a chat, ask what they did. Ask them to share some advice, because they're giving the advice from someone who's been in the shoes of all the other people that are watching right now. It's a great one with the mums. It's a great one with the younger generation. It's a great one for anyone, full stop. Because as we say, life is merely a series of problems. And as you get better, you just get better problems. Okay. I'm not going to go into events today because that'd be another hour. Anyone got any last questions for me? No? Cool. Okay, so client care and retention. Now I know, and look, guys, I didn't want, again, probably a good thing that I've stopped there today, purely and simply because I know there's so many of you that have had massive weeks and boot camp launches and new studio launches and things like that. So great opportunity for everyone to catch up this week. In a sense, there's still some tasks to do. Let's tidy up that little client care and retention system. Let's have one in all of our centers. Let's have one for your business. Let's have one for what you do from a PT perspective. Okay, so that your PT numbers or your small group sessions or whatever they are keep growing. Okay, referral programs are a really important part of that. That's number 2. Last one, go and interview some clients. Go and have a coffee and ask someone to record it. That's a really cool setting. It's a really warm, casual, inviting setting. And I'll put a series of questions in the group. I'll post them in now. A series of questions that you might like to ask, because I think that'll obviously help everyone. But use these as a way so that your clients and your members right now are telling everyone else how good you guys are, and that it's not coming from you every single time. Okay? Awesome, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Big welcome to everyone new. Hope those of you watching the recording enjoyed. If you have any questions, guys, use the chat thread. I will open up. Now, guys, this week, as I said, my week is flat strap. But next week, I will open up our little special opportunity again. So, guys, if you want to catch up for a one-on-one next week, I will open that up in our session this time next week. So maybe just write a reminder that, yep, I've got a booking with Bo next week if you want to take that opportunity. If not, no sweat. Keep up the great work. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you next week.
Thanks, Bo.
Thanks.
No worries. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.